Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and ATM Mastermind Group page, and in today's video we'll be giving you the top 5 tips to become a seasoned pro in the ATM business. Always remember, here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Don't forget to join our ATM Masterclass. Just click the link below and start your ATM journey today. Alright, so without further ado, I decided to make this video so you guys can become a seasoned pro. Even if you're new to the game, you'll understand a little bit more about the ATM business and know what questions to ask in the right way. So here we go, the top 5 questions to ask when you're in the ATM business. So point number 1. So now you're saying, okay, I want to get an ATM business. You've done all your research. Maybe you decided to go with a program like ours, or you said, hey, you know what, I'm just going to try it out. You find somebody, an ISO, and you say, oh, I need an ATM to get an ATM business. Do some research, you figure it out, and you know what? Now you're ready to buy. All right? So you decide, hey, I'm going to buy, and you pick your partner, and you give them the information, they program the ATM, and you install it. Okay, always good. Now what happens is you do it again, and maybe again. Now you got 3 ATMs, and you know what? You decide, I'm with this person, this ISO or this agent. You know what? I'm really not happy with, maybe it's the CDS app. They're with CDS or Columbus Data, and you're like, I don't really like the app. Maybe it's the person, they don't give you the support that you think you need. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's pricing on the ATM. Maybe it's just anything, or they're charging you too much. You're thinking, you know what? I gotta get out of this deal. So you research, you figure out there's another person. Maybe it's us, maybe it's PDQ. You're like, hey, I want to move over my ATMs. Okay, but they didn't give you the master password. So now it's very hard to move over your ATMs. Now, could you do it? Yes. I'm going to save that little tip to the end, and I'll tell you exactly how to do it in case this happens to you. But what you want to do, the really tip, is you want to ask for the master password right out of the gate. If they tell you that they don't give you the master password, then don't do business with them. So it's very important to get the master password for your ATMs before you go into business with them. And if they don't do it, then you don't do it. You don't do business with them. Look for somebody who will give you the master password so you guys could do business. And if you want to move your ATM down the line, you can at any time. Point number 2, location agreement. I tell you guys all the time, it's very important to get a location agreement and to go into any location that you're going to have business with. So you want to make sure that your location agreement has teeth. You want to make sure that your location agreement is a binding contractual agreement that keeps you in the location as long as possible. If the location decides, you know what, we want to get out of this agreement, we want you guys to take your ATM out, your agreement will state that, you know what, if they want you out, that's fine. They're just going to have to pay you an exit strategy or an exit clause for you to take your ATM out. After all, I know you guys will operate same as we do, or you will. You know what? You're going to do everything the right way. You're going to pay them every month. You're going to provide them with reporting. If the ATM breaks down, you're going to repair it in an ample amount of time that you guys both agreed upon. And so you're going to do your thing exactly what you said. Location might decide, hey, they want to change the deal. They might want to go with somebody else for whatever those reasons are. And that's when we have to utilize those teeth. We have to utilize that agreement to keep us back into the location and make sure that, you know what, we stay in that location as long as possible. You might have to renegotiate because you had that agreement, but you know what, the agreement states that you don't have to negotiate, but sometimes you might want to. So this will give you the ample amount of opportunity to renegotiate if you want, change the deal if you want, or not change the deal but stay in the location. Because after all, you worked very hard to get into the ATM business. Let's keep you in the ATM business making money. So make sure you have teeth in your location. Point number 3, when you're dealing with the location owner, always ask for something. They're going to ask, you ask. So what does that mean? You're going to tell them, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to provide you with the ATM. We're going to charge a surcharge. Let's give an example of $3. We're going to pay you 50 cents. We're going to make $2.50. We're going to pay you between the 3rd and the 10th of the month. We're going to provide you with a statement. And so that agreement starts out, and you guys are all making money. And then maybe 2 years later, they say, you know what? We want something else, whatever that something else is. And you always say, no problem, we can give you something else, but now we want something else. If they want X, we want Y. So always remember to ask for that in case somebody wants to change the deal, because the deals do change from time to time, and you are always able to change those deals, but now you need a little bit more. So maybe an example of this is maybe they want more surcharge. So you know what? Say no problem. We can give you more surcharge. We just want a new agreement and we want a longer agreement. So there's an example of X and Y. Point number 4, get the building owner's number. You're dealing with a store owner. They might be the business who's renting from the building owner. Now what happens is, you know what? They decide they're going to go out of business. Maybe the rent was too high, something changed, maybe they lost their spouse, or it's not the business arrangement that they thought it would be, and now they're going to exit the location. Guess what? They pack up in the middle of the night, they leave. You got your ATM in that location. How do you get it out? You might have $4,000 or $5,000 in that ATM. You might have the ATM cost you $2,000, $3,000. Now you got $8,000 sitting in the building and you can't get it out. This could become a problem. So what you want to do is you want to get the business owner or the building owner's number, cell number, and their office number if they have one, so you can let them know, hey, I got my ATM in there, I want to get it out, the business owner has left, and then you'll have to start with those proceeds. And you always want to make sure that you do have that location agreement, because often amount of times the building owner is going to want to see an agreement between you and the store owner. So keep that under your hat, but always try to get the business or the building owner's cell number and business phone number. Point number 5, this is a seasoned veteran move here. So you go in there, there's an old ATM there, not functioning. You say, hey, you like to put an ATM? They said, yes, but I got that old ATM. So you know what? A lot of times the business owner, they want to get something of value for that ATM. Maybe to you it's not worth anything. Most of the time it's not compliant. It's not worth anything. But to really smooth the deal in, what you do is you go in, you offer them a little bit of money for that ATM, even though it's a paperweight, a boat anchor, it's junk. You know, it's probably not worth $50 in scrap metal. But you know what? You offer them a token gesture, buy the ATM, and you bring it back and put your brand new ATM in there. This way, the building owner or the business owner, they have something of value, so they think, even though you're really just buying in the location in essence. And if you can make some parts out of that thing, maybe that's a home run. Maybe it's not as bad as you think it is in the beginning. But for the most part, just to put in your head, you know what? ATM's not worth anything. And if you can salvage anything out of that at all, then you're way ahead of the game. All right, so here's the last thing I want to tell you guys is point number 1 is, okay, Phil, I didn't get the master password. I talked to my agent or ISO. They won't give me the master password. What do I do? Okay, well, if it's a Nautilus show song, what you can do is you can get a SD card, and you'll have to basically go into your location and your ATM. You have to download and put the SD card in there, and then it'll basically wipe all the information out of that ATM, and then you can reprogram from scratch. So it is a pain in the butt. You will have to talk to your ISO or somebody else to get that information of the new person that you're going to. So if you're you're with operator X, then you're going to move it to operator Y. You're going to have to go to operator Y and say, give me an SD card so we can download, we can wipe that ATM out so we can get program it for you. So your new operator or ISO will help you do that. But you know, if you can manage to get the master passwords from the old ATM operator that you're doing business with, great. You won't have to go through all these hoops and bounds. But if not, there is another way, and that's the way. So hope those tips are helpful. Don't forget to join our ATM Masterclass by the link below and start your ATM journey today. And we will see you over at the next ATM Mastermind group page. Thank you very much.